Hey, what's going on everybody? Mike here, AHC Garage. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another video on this unexpected purchase. 2000 Honda Civic SI EM1 in Flamenco Black Pearl. I guess whatever that's remained on this paint job. Now, on the last video, we did take care of all of the maintenance. Everything's up to date. All the fluid, the timing belt, and what else? All of the gasket. Everything's all done under the engine bay, minus a few other small detail which we're going to take care of later on this series. Now on today's video, we're going to give it a fresh paint job. Now to start this, we're going to start off from the front and we'll work our way to the back. Now we're not going to completely take everything off yet, talking about the fenders and the doors, because we do have to give this a very good PDR because it got a bunch of dents all around the car. But what we're going to do first is we're going to work up in the front, headlights, bumper, then work out ourselves to the back, the mirrors, the moldings, the door handles, and then perhaps in the trunk, and then the spoiler and the tail lights. So it looks like the rubber grommet that go on the fender here is missing, and someone put a bolt and a nut to hold the bumper and the fender together. So we're definitely going to address that. Yeah, we got a few clips up here that hold the grill, which attach to the front bumper. But this clip is halfway out. Yeah, I think now the bumper should pop right out. And here's the headlights. Looks like the previous owner had put a pair of brand new headlights on here. So that means that we just save ourselves a new set of headlights that we don't have to buy. And next up, we'll remove our fender liners, which hold up like a bunch of these small clips. And while TJ removing all those clips, let's take a look at the inner fender area here. No rust. Look how clean this car is now. We did do a pretty good job cleaning this car on the lift. I'm sure you guys can see that a few episodes before. But overall, this car is really clean, guys. 87,000 miles. Really clean. Just need a fresh paint job. This is exactly what we're doing right now to prep for that.
Yeah, if we left this up to you guys would lose all of our screws and clips.
Yeah, that's because I found a handful of clips and screws and we never put back on my R6.
Well, you can thank JC for that.
Oh, okay.
And guys, believe it or not, this is a replacement in the fender liner from Honda. Well, the OEM stickers there, kind of worn out. But this is a great idea for us to have this because those are discontinued. And here's the second one. Very good condition. Now we're going to slide off our side skirt here. Just like the other side, just go ahead and slide it forward. With any project, organization is the key. Make sure to label everything, and I promise you, you're gonna save a lot more time if I label everything and try to find stuff later. Next up, we'll pop off our body molding. Take a look at the back side of the molding. Just a little clip here, just squeeze on it. It should pop right out. We got the one at the door, which we're gonna have to remove the inside door panel. And this molding right over here, we're gonna remove the quarter panel, interior panel as well.
OEM fender.
Wow, I've never seen this before.
What a
It has
VIN.
the VIN number of the vehicle here. Wow, I didn't even know that. I've never seen that before, T.
Yeah,
Never.
it's wild.
Very cool. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the door panels, driver side and passenger side. Just a couple of screws. You guys be very, very careful. These EM1 door panels are known to crack right up here. So take your time and don't break it, because once you break them, it'll be very hard for you to find them. Take your time. Yep, perfect. Just like that. Oh, here we go. All right, let's go ahead and roll the windows up. I don't know, I think once we're all done with this car, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this dark tint. I think the car looks a lot cleaner without the tint. Kind of like the fishbowl look. Go ahead and pop off our belt molding.
Oh no.
Spinning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same thing happened to our red EM1.
All right.
All right. Slide it forward. Let's shut the door a little bit. So we got our doors stripped down all the way. Now we're gonna move on to the quarter panel. We do have to remove this body molding and quarter panel here. We also want to paint the door jamb too as well. So in order for us to do that, we're gonna have to remove this interior panel, the sill, and also the kick panel right up front there. Now, before we can remove this, what we're gonna have to remove the rear seats here. Okay, so we got the back seat out of the way. Let's go ahead and unbolt this bracket here. Alright. And now, with that panel out of the way, not sure you guys can see it, but yeah, the body side molding clip is right over here. Alright. Slide it forward, right? You got that. There you go. There you go. Got that.
Can you slide it?
Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go ahead and take this seatbelt bolt out here. now we're gonna move to the rear section of the car. Tail lights are up next. We have 4 pieces, 2 on a quarter panel, and then we have 2 up here of the trunk. Keep everything organized. Right there, ziplock. Slide that out. Bring the trunk down real quick.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Got it.
Next up is the rear license plate filler right over here. We're gonna have to remove the license plate lights. One here, one here. 3 clips over here. A couple of screws on the inside. There you go. Now the ancient dust behind it. Okay. TJ, please do the honor with this ugly, faded aftermarket Type R emblem. Oh my! Oh my goodness! Look at all the double-sided tape. Brian gonna have a good time taking that off. All right, guys. So we went ahead and put the wheels back on. And take a quick tour with me. We start from the back. We got the tail lights, the filler, the spoiler out. The bumper's already out. We got all the moldings, the side skirt, the door handles, the bell molding, sash molding. Up in the front here, headlights, bumper, grill, and all that good stuff is already out. I think the car is ready to go for PDR. We got a bunch of dent all around the car on both sides and also on the trunk lid. We'll leave those on for now. Right after PDR, then we go ahead and remove our fenders, our door, and then all the windows, and get this car prepped up and get ready for a fresh paint job. And here's everything we have labeled for our project. Like I mentioned before, make sure, label everything. It's gonna make your job so much easier when it comes to reassemble everything together.
All right, so Kyle finished up all the PDR work on the vehicle. which was so important because we wanted to be able to put just as minimal filler as we want on the car. We don't really want to build it up. And this hood, we were kind of questionable about if we were going to save it or not. Obviously, the paint is in horrible condition and will need to be stripped down to metal, but it was really had a lot of dents and divots from hail, and he was able to take all those dents and smooth it out. So at this point, we can do our body work and we don't have to worry about putting a whole bunch of filler into the hood, and we get to keep the VIN number, which is the most important part. Now, if we look at around the car, there were some pretty sizable dents. You can see where there was a circle, where there was a big dent, and down the side, if you look at it, it looks really laser straight actually, and that is a big deal on these vehicles. Sometimes when you have an older vehicle like this, it's just completely covered in door dings and it just really takes away from it. So the guys are going to take off the door, we're going to get everything on stands later, and we're going to be able to block this nice and straight, add filler where we need. Now if we come around to the rest of the car, anywhere we're circled, all of the dents are completely removed, and that's going to be really nice. Now we're going to work on the roof as well. So this is the game plan. Mike and his guys are going to take apart all the parts in the front end, the door, the fender, the hood. I'm going to take that back to the body shop. We're going to work all those parts first. We're going to get everything nice and clean in primer. Then we're going to take the vehicle and we're going to start on the outside. Now if we come around to the back of the vehicle, we're doing, I would say, a mild restoration. We're going to be doing the door jambs. We're going to be doing all the panels completely. We're going to do the underside of some of the panels. This thing is going to be looking better than it did when it came out of the factory assembly line. Now to talk about the jambs real quick, from the factory, you can see it really did not have any paint, and I'll show you just in a moment the engine bay, what we're going to do. So we're going to leave this factory. Now on the inside of the jam, there actually is gloss, so we're going to go ahead and mimic that same exact finish. We have a couple PDR holes we're going to fill, and then we're going to gloss this all out, so there's a continuous nice clean finish and there's no transition or tape line. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the engine bay, and I'm going to talk to you about what I'm going to do to keep this OEM. All right, so one indication that it's not factory is that if someone goes ahead and puts paint all along the inside here, you're going to see a nice glossy finish, but the rest of this is that matte finish. Now the guy's going to go ahead and clean this all up, and without paint it's going to clean up pretty well. But what I'm going to do when I paint these fenders, I'm going to make sure that when I put the paint in here, I'm going to put a matte finish in here so it resembles the inside of the engine bay, again, just like factory.
Oh.
And here's the driver's side fender that it is missing the VIN number because this fender been replaced. This is a OEM replacement fender. And now look back over here, you can see the rail, there's no damage at all. I was told by the previous owner the original fender had a big dent on it, and he went ahead to replace it with a new OEM fender. Take a look back here, we got some cleaning to do. Now, next up, we're gonna go ahead and remove both our doors.
Yep, go ahead. I got it here. Yep.
And now the next thing we're going to remove going to be the moonroof glass. Slide the shade back. Let's go ahead and tilt it up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and remove the cover. It's right over here. Oh, what happened to my screwdriver? I famous one. And that cover should slide back. Yeah. An odd position for you.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go. TJ, yesterday we put our Redlithium one back together.
That's probably
Just
why
like
we're taking
yesterday.
this thing apart in no time.
All right, so we got a couple of tents.
We need to make
To
sure we
here.
have our same spacers.
Yeah, you see those shims over here, guys? You gotta make sure you put the shims back together. 2 here, and we got like 3 over here. Not sure you gotta be able to see it, but it's
Stacked.
right over here, whole entire stack.
Everything's stacked up.
And one up in the front. Push from the bottom. Okay, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Here we go. And here are the shims that we were looking at earlier. You got 1 here. We got 3 over here.
2.
2 on that side and 1 up in the front. And here's our shims.
So we start off this project in the body shop, and you're gonna see a lot of sanding and a lot of block sanding. So what Juan is doing is we're doing a block sanding on the initial paint on the vehicle. Now, some vehicles need to be stripped down to bare metal. This one doesn't. The actual paint on the sides was pretty good. So all we really needed to do is we're gonna be going through the process of sanding it down with a 180 grit. Now, that 180 grit process is basically going to level out the existing paint as much as possible. And let me tell you, it is a lot of work. So once we get everything leveled out, then we're going to go over it with our gray primer. Now, you're going to see the gray primer in this video a lot. Let me talk to you about the gray primer. Well, the gray primer is a super high build primer that's going to go onto the surface of everything that we sand here, and it's going to give the surface a build so we can go back and we can level that out as well. Now, some parts like the fenders did not need any blocking. They had the PDR done previous to getting off of the car, and they just need a nice sanding. So a 180 grit to really get that existing clear coat scuffed up. Now, we did do some minor repairs to areas that could not be paintless dent removed, and we did some glazing of some areas just to completely smooth it out. You know, this is a black paint job, and a black paint job is going to show everything. And we know that, and that's why we want to make sure that we prepare it the best way possible. Now, when you watch this video, you're going to see that no steps are skipped. All the products we're using, all the labor that's gone into it, we're using the highest quality product and the best possible labor. Now, you remember I talked about that gray primer, right? Well, that gray primer is here and it's back, and we're going to be individually primering parts as we get them prepared, because we want to let this primer sit for a few days overnight. Well, why do you do that? You want to let it sit for a few days because what it's going to do is going to shrink back. Once it shrinks and it kind of gets a little bit smaller, then what that is going to do is give us the opportunity to block it properly. We don't want to go and sand it right away because it's going to shrink after we sand it again. So as long as we're giving it the proper time, then it's going to have the best chance of looking good after the paint job. Well, the hood here actually had to be stripped down to bare metal, and that really took a long time, but we got it all primered up. And once we get everything all primered up, then we're going to hit it with a black primer. Now, our black primer that we're using is a little bit of a thinner primer, but it still can be blocked off very well. Now, again, you're going to see this whole entire process on each one of the parts. And the reason why it's black, well, you guessed it, it's because the car is going to be painted black, and it's going to help us a lot with achieving our color in less coats. And by getting the color down in less coats, you're going to have a smoother substrate, so when the clear coat goes on for the protection, it's going to lay down nice and clean and give us that nice glossy look. Now, let's sit back and watch how we prepare the rest of the panels and get them ready for the paint booth. Well, are you enjoying the process so far? You see here we got the EM1 all in the booth, and we're spraying down that really super high build primer. Now we're going to touch on it again. What that primer does is it's going to give me a thick layer to actually sand down and block. So it's going to seal down the original paint that doesn't need to be stripped down to metal. And then once it dries, we're going to have a surface here that we can actually sand and smooth out, and actually use a process of guide coating this gray primer that's going to allow us to see if there's any dents. You see, although we don't see any with our eye, once we go to sand, we're going to use this process to really help identify, so when the finished product comes out, well, we'll know if we need any more work to be done. So I applied 3 total coats to the EM1. We allowed it again to dry for 48 hours, and then in 48 hours allowed that shrinkage to happen of the primer, so that we'll have the best possible outcome after it dries. Now we did the same process again on all of the parts, like the trunk, and we'll do the same process on every single part that you'll see. The gray primer and then the black. And this is the way that we do our restorations, when we're making sure that all of the paint is completely level, completely smooth, and we have the perfect finish to put our paint down on. Now we're going to head into the blocking stage. Now I talked to you earlier about guide coat. Now you notice that guide coat, that black stuff on the panel, well, that is a black powder. And once all of the black powder is sanded down, it will reveal any areas that are low, that need more attention. Now it's very, very time consuming and a very meticulous job, but in the end, if you do not do this properly, you're going to regret this stage. This is probably one of the most important stages of the whole entire process. And you can see, only from this point, we're initially using blocks. Block sanding is the proper way to get your car completely straight. Once you've gone and done the block with 180, then you can follow it up with the regular sander that will smooth it out. So we're going to take a lot of time here, get everything blocked out, and then we'll be able to reprime it in our black primer, and then we got the same process all over again. So sit back and watch us do the work. All right, and it was finally time to get our paint all mixed up. Flamenco Black Pearl, and it's gonna be an amazing paint job. I really love these older Honda colors. They're just really nostalgic, and even back then, they really have a lot of pearls and metallics in the actual color. Now, we're gonna first start off by getting all of our fenders and our panels and our hood, everything painted first separately. Now, the process that we're going to be following for this procedure is going to be the same process on the vehicle. Now, it's very important as a painter that you follow the same technique, the same spray pattern, the same spray guns. Everything must be exactly the same if you want to get the same process and the same outlook of the same finish coming all together once everything is put back together on the vehicle. So first off, I'll start off with some static, anti-static gun, and then I'm going to use a sealer. Now, you guys remember that black primer that we used before? Well, this is the same makeup, but mixed differently with different additives that are going to make it smoother. So smooth to the point that you don't even need to sand it. So a black sealer is going to go onto all our panels so that when we put down our paint, you remember what we talked about earlier, only 2 coats of bases you'll need for coverage of these panels. And the less color that you use, the better the finish you're going to have of your clear coat. It's going to be much smoother in the end. So I'll lay down 2 coats to get my coverage of the base, and then 2 coats of high solids clear coat. Let's get it going. Wow, and seeing that gloss for the first time on these EM1 parts that we have spent over a month working on to prepare properly, and to just look and see how beautiful and how straight and how nice everything looks is truly rewarding. But what is more rewarding is getting our paint booth ready for the main event, the vehicle to enter into the paint booth to get its final paint job. We're going to be laying down our new booth mat. This is going to hold down all the dust, and we're taking all the precautions necessary to get the cleanest possible paint job. Since the vehicle is going to be lowered to the ground and not just on stands, we need to make sure that the booth is ready to get a clean job. So we're going to bring the car into the paint booth, get everything nice and lined, and then start the masking process. Now, all elements in the paint world are important, and no step is more important than the other, especially when it comes down to the masking of the paint job. Everything needs to be nice and tight. Everything needs to be masked nice and clean. And although it looks very easy on camera, let me tell you, this takes a lot of time to get right. One wrong move of the masking tape and your paint job can be ruined. And since we're doing the full refinish on this vehicle, everything is completely connected and there's no space to redo. And we're here on paint day. We're gonna get the rest of the body painted on our EM1. And if we take a look at the body, we're gonna do this just like the factory did. We're gonna be adding a little bit more gloss though into these door jambs. They weren't as shiny as we like from factory, but we're gonna put the gloss and carry it all the way through. But what do I mean by factory? Well, here in the back here, we're gonna keep all these areas that were just dull base coat. We're gonna keep these all bare base coat. So we're gonna paint the whole car, and then we're gonna mask off these areas nicely. That way, when we go to reveal it after it's all done, you'll have that nice finish on the inside. So it has that factory look for the true enthusiasts. So what are we gonna do now? Well, we've just got it cleaned, and now we're gonna be doing a black sealer over the whole entire body. Then we'll follow it up with our paint code, NH592P, and then our clear coat. Just laid down that black sealer like a thinned out primer that doesn't get sanded. You see it's still drying in some areas. We'll give it another few minutes. But over on this side where it's completely already dry, you can see it's kind of matte. So this sealer will accept the base coat beautifully, and the base coat will lay on it nice and smooth, give it that factory finish. Just the way they do it at the factory, and we're replicating exactly the way they do it right here. All right, so here's what it looks like after it's been base coat all dry. You see how nice that finish is. Nice and smooth, and it's ready for its clear coat. Once the clear coat hits it, it will shine it up, protect it, and give it that factory finish that it needs. So we're gonna go ahead and take the clear all the way up into here, but we're gonna stop it right around here because this area should be generally dull that goes back into the chassis as well. So that will stay clear, and then we'll start to kind of finish it off right around here. And here it is after it's all been baked and cured up, and this thing came out great. Wow, check out these door jambs. These door jambs have never in the world looked this good. And well, we have protected our VIN labels, so we'll go ahead and peel those off to reveal that factory sticker right where it was intended to be the whole time. Now look at that. That just looks really nice. Really happy with the gloss level, how nice the body is. And over in here, we'll go ahead and peel this to reveal that factory style finish that we have here in the trunk. Take this off over in here, and look at that right there. That is beautiful. Very nice, just like factory had intended it to be. And over here on this side, we have that nice same finish, consistent throughout. And the roof looks beautiful as well. Well, what do you guys think of our black EM1 all painted? Man, this thing looks good enough actually to keep. And that's going to conclude today's episode. But stay tuned to the channel because the guys are going to have me on another project. You've seen our NSX in the shop. But red to me is kind of boring. I think I want to do another color change. And you know my favorite color. So stay tuned to the channel. We have a lot of cool projects coming up, including getting this EM1 all back together. We'll see you guys on the next episode.